Hello there, JD4K family. Thanks for joining me, Judge Desire for Knowledge, here on YouTube with today is not Know Your Truth Real Talk. Today is on Legal Matters, my Legal Matters show, which is done monthly, maybe a little off from the end of the month like I wanted it, but I get it anyway done. It's taped this week because I'm out and about, and I'll be taping about that. I'm at a wedding this weekend with nice colleagues and friends that I knew for years that are getting and joining together as one, which is so beautiful. And so I'm glad to have you with me here on my show on Legal Matters. Thanks for joining me. Subscribe. Please subscribe, like, and share so that other people that needs to get the message out can actually get the message, I should say, like learn from whatever legal matters that interest them. You can go into my community, into my videos and check what I'm about and see which ones actually bring you in, which ones refer to what you need information from. So thank you again for joining me on Legal Matters. This week I'm doing Beware of Scam Artists. Yeah, definitely. I'm at an undisclosed place. I'm not at home, so I figured I'd tape this so that you can get it tomorrow because I will be at the wedding. And I won't I don't want to leave my followers and fans, because you're a fan to me, without information. So I promised you the legal matters, and I'm getting it done here and now. And if it's a little bit too fast, I'm about ready to have a good time, go to dinner, have some drinks, and enjoy myself. Of course, with my husband. So on Legal Matters this month, we are talking about beware of the scam artists, right? Because there's a lot of them out there. The ones that get caught, that comes into the courthouses, are usually very slick. Most of them lie about doing these things, but they're caught, and if not on cameras, there's other methods that they're caught. I won't say because I don't want the ones that actually are hackers and scammers to know how we know. So we'll leave that out. But you need to know a few things about how these scam artists are predators to you. In today's society, it has become a way for predators to work for nothing instead of earning money like the rest of us. So these predators go after anyone who has social security numbers, which is most of us, online accounts, bank accounts, even your retirement 401ks. So there's all different kinds of scams going on, but I'm just going to be basic with the ones that I have knowledge about or I have experience from work and outside of work. Other people I know that share their stories. These are there's telephone scams, there's mail scams, and even lottery scams, which I want to talk about that, but they seem to be the easiest way to for scammers to attain money without working for it. Sorry about the noise, people in the hallway, and there's other weddings going on and other guests here, I assume. Let me start with the lottery because I left that out. I just realized there's a lottery scam. There's not much to say about it, but now that people buy a lottery ticket, say that it's a winning ticket, they're not proving it to you, but it's been on the news. I'm not sure how it works, but be wary about someone asking you to help them somehow. They'll ask you for money because they got these winnings coming and they need the money to get to the place to get the ticket or to get the money. Either way, it's a scam because there's no way that you won so much money but you need my help. And they're going to share the money with you. Something like that. You could Google it. I forgot to do that. I've been doing a lot this week, work and all, and it's been quite hectic, and I apologize. So for the next Legal Matters, I'll add that in whatever Legal Matters shows I put on next month. But be wary of lottery scams now. Google lottery scams, and you will find that there are a lot going on right now. And these people like to attain the money without working for it. Of course, they want to live rich and large, buy cars, buy homes in your name, and not have to go to work each day. Um, there's critical measures we must follow to protect our assets. So I believe that we first of all should eliminate ourselves from being victims to these scammers by taking these measures very seriously. Always conceal your personal information from others close around you, all right, when paying for items. And that's really important because sometimes we'll get so happy we're getting an item, or, we're on a rush to go to work, school, or home, and we forget while we're at the cashiers or anywhere on a line. These smooth operators can scan your credit cards, bank cards, and just about anything that they can steal from your identity. So be very, very wary about that. That is one of the things that I say to do to everyone. Always conceal your identity, your PIN numbers, your passwords in any form or manner. Put them in a safe if you can at home. I don't know. But make sure the way you choose to do it is best. Make sure you do secure it. Credit cards and bank cards are scams. Scammers look to scan your card. So you should have secure sleeves or wallets with RFID, depth protection, which is also a radio frequency identification that protects your cards from being scanned by culprits and people who look to steal your identity, credit cards, and bank accounts and numbers to get access to your credits and your accounts. So be very careful being scanned at the airplane, at the airports, anywhere online, or because I have someone that did get scanned at the airport, but how we knew was because they actually told me that they weren't at that place, that state at that time. They was in another state, and the date that it was done was the same date they was at the airport. So they're scanning those. Passports can be scanned, and they can steal that too in your identity. So don't forget that. I have this new thing which I have is the global entrance card, something like that. The global, honey, you remember the global what? Entrance. Either way, it has a sleeve as well that protects that your numbers and your identity is on that card as well. I'm going too fast. I forgot the name of global entry, I believe it's called, which gives you access to at the airports to all. Global entry. Right. Thank you. To all entry internationally and domestic, but mostly it's for international. But you can get it for domestic as well, which is not a part of this topic, but the fact that they are first, they know that these scams are happening where the cards are being scanned. So all your information are on those cards, the global card, your banks and stuff like that. So then once they get access, they can create and draw all the money they want, open new accounts, open credit lines on you, probably get I've heard of actions in the court where people have opened up a mortgage on people. Some of them, they did well with the credit and their credit went up, and some people, they robbed them and never paid off anything, so basically they owe that mortgage if you don't know what to do. The first thing you do is the police report and then take it to court. If you have the culprits' names, when things like that are personal or whatever, then you need to do so. Anyway, there's a lot of things we can Google and technology today, so on a next show, maybe not next month, but I'll do a part 2 to this where I can help you on that part. But yeah, so they do that as well at the airport. And then there's, besides having credit card scams, now we're going to telephone scams, because the credit card scam is the one that a lot of people don't realize how other people got or gained access to their cards. All right, and telephone scams or fraud of any kind, do not give your personal information over the phone, such as your date of birth, your social security number, to anyone, agencies, or bank. because they're not going to ask you for your personal information, your passwords, or your PINs if you already know the bank on a personal level or the agency. They don't need it. They already have it. So they will not be asking you for this. With other agencies like the IRS, they, like Social Security, send correspondences in letter form by mail. So you can check online at their site for the IRS at www.irs.gov. Once you create an account, you sign into the government protected site, and only because that's the only way you'll be able to communicate with them, get forms, and do what you need, or mail, because I've never ever seen IRS contact you by phone. Unless it's a scam, okay? They receive calls because you need them, not the other way around. If you owe back taxes or don't even owe taxes and someone's calling you, you know it's a scam. IRS, they're gonna get their money from you whether you call them or not. They just give you the warnings, and then they don't need to call you anymore. They know what procedures they're going to take. You know how they are. I couldn't work for people like that, but, you know, I got to say, anyone that could work for the IRS has got to be a great taker. Good one, right? Anyway, so with that being said, don't forget, the IRS never makes calls. They take. Once they give you your message and you don't refer to it, it's a scam. If they called you, I've known someone at work, and I'm pretty silly because their family was called and told they were going to put in jail or something if they don't pay the IRS. Now they were coming, and instead of waiting for the people to come or ask questions, they're giving their information, and they paid them over $5,000, and of course it was a scam. I mean, you can't be that lightheaded. I don't want to call people stupid or naive. It's just ridiculous that IRS will call you over the phone and say they're going to have you arrested. That's not true. That's against the law. They document everything they do, and the courts need documentation of every step before they can take on anybody's cases. Even the police and authorities have to do the same thing. You have to surrender proof and evidence. You can't just go do what you want out here. So therefore, you know that that's a scam. So don't be fooled by those scammers out there. Let me also say there's a show out called Beekeeper. Is that the name, honey? Beekeeper. And it also has a lot to do with what I'm speaking about, and I'm pretty sure if you watch that, you're going to see how bad things are out there for people that are very simple-minded. You've got the elderly. They're not going to know what to do and who's for real and who's not. You're too busy being old. So, you know, as long as we get this out there and we let people know this is happening, tell your aunts, your uncles, your grandma, the elderly, people that are being scammed out, what their steps are, let them watch this video as well. So that's why we always have to like and share, because that, by doing so, you're giving someone an opportunity to get information that they probably had no access to, all right, or didn't know the basics to get those actions. Anyway, anyone claiming to be, let's go back to this, because like I said, it's likely a scam, and they do not call you, okay? So don't forget that with the irs.gov. That's a protected site, so you can go check them out, okay? If needed, if you've been scammed by someone that says they are an IRS agent or whatever they're called, representative. Like I said, they receive calls because you need them, not the other way around. So don't forget that part, because anyone claiming to be an IRS contact, you know it's a scam, all right? Most phones have a blocker that can be used to block out scam and fraud calls. I know Android has it. I'm not sure with iPhones, but the higher the technology, the more better our phones are, and also scans calls that come in that are potential fraud. So some of them, you can block it yourself when you see the number is not someone that's leaving a message, but you're getting a repeated number, and you can report that by blocking it and report on your phone. And then you have another one that I have on my phone. It's automatic that they'll say potential fraud or potential scam, is calling you right now. They'll have a red light, and that's when I'll put a report on it. Never pick them up. You know, you don't answer those calls or calls that you're not aware of the numbers, because some calls are set up to scam you as soon as you pick up the phone. Hackers have access to your phone as soon as you do so. Certain the higher tech hackers, they know what they're doing, so you got to be ahead of them and not pick up that phone. Let them go to voicemail, and you'll notice they're not leaving messages. Boy, this must be a big wedding, because I can't even hear in my room. There's so many weddings going on. All right. So if you don't know the caller's number, do not pick up the phone. They won't leave a message, guaranteed, because they're not there to leave a message of who they are. They're there to scam you. Take your money by phone, take your name and identity by phone, or just by picking up. And some of them have it on robocall. So let those all go to voicemail. That's what you pay for. You don't have to answer every call that comes through your phone, ladies and gentlemen. And if someone calls from a bank, which I've heard of other people saying, keep using your last name with different people's first name and saying, well, we heard it, and you're giving them information. They are getting your information even more. But that's another case. I'll do a part 2. Also, it's vital that, as I stated before, you don't give your information. These phone scams. Another, Social Security is also a lot of scams going on by the phone with them as well. Well, not with them. People portraying them. Do not give your personal information. Again, they don't need it. If you're not getting correspondence from them, or you don't have a case from them, then why are you answering questions from Social Security? Or if you're not the agent, you've never even applied for anything with Social Security, then 1 and 1 is 2, right? You're gonna know already that's a scam. They send out correspondence by mail just like everyone else, and you can create an account on the Social Security site that's government protected at www.ssa.gov. And also, for if you need any information to report fraud against a person, or seek how you can do so before taking it to the courts with Social Security. If anyone contacts you and says that they're from Social Security, you can go on their website that I just mentioned, www.ssa.gov, and they have a area there that states that if someone contacted you and you were fraudulently taken, then you can contact that area of Social Security as well. Because a lot of people are posing as these government agencies on telephone scams as well. And the scammers sends, with the telephone scams, not only do they just call, but the hackers or scammers also send links through your phone. So that's considered telephone scams as well. When they send these links to your phone by texting, they text about job interests, money opportunities. Don't believe it, because they would if they were giving you one, they can actually refer to you by name, and some of them do. Believe me, don't press that link because they are scam. Don't click that link because they are scams. Because they know people want work and are interested in certain jobs specifically, and sometimes they'll use your name, because a lot of people are selling our addresses and the names to get money. Once you buy something from somewhere, we got to figure it out what it is that these people are getting our names and numbers from. So obviously, if you're joining something or your credit cards, these people are actually selling our information, and those other people are gaining it to scam us. So that sucks, but it is what it is, and we have to be smarter than that. So don't click on any links that you're unsure about, and even if you were told to do so or forced to do so, like I said on beekeeping. What was that called, honey? The beekeeper? Yeah. There was a story about that, and I don't know how you get pressured into doing it, but it does happen. People will pressure you with a lot of using coercing remedies that most people that aren't savvy in technology wouldn't know. So those are the people they usually get to. And so don't click on any of those if you're unsure about it, and even if you are told to do so, all right? Those hackers want your phone any way that they can get it, so that it can get your info. Also, mail fraud. Mail scams and mail fraud. All right, if you receive bogus information via mail by the IRS or lawyers, because that's what I've seen out here a lot. They say you owe taxes, but the logo is not the IRS, and you paid your taxes or you didn't pay your taxes. This may be fraud from a third-party collector, and the IRS does not use third parties to collect back taxes. So don't be fooled by that. Google the name. This has happened to someone I know who they said you owed property taxes and they didn't. The name of the envelope, use that name and put it in Google, and it will be able to tell you if that person's a scam, because automatically a lot of people have reported the names that you see when you Google them, and it'll come up, this is a fraud if you get a letter like this, or this is a fraud for this and that, or whatever case may be. Just don't be stupid enough to send the money there, because they'll say your house is going to be taken away, or this and that's going to happen to you. No, verify information before you go ahead. Don't even call them, okay? They'll have a number there. Don't do any of the above. I've seen these scams before. They use third parties. They think you believe that the IRS would use third parties. The IRS don't need third parties. They're a government. They're coming for you by themselves. They don't have to collect no other way, all right? They're not going to pay other people. So don't believe that when they send you. Those are third-party collectors that have no business taking on IRS tax collections, because they are lie and false, and be very careful of them. And the originator of the letter, take very good look at the details of where and who the letter is originated from. With attorneys, they are not by law supposed to advertise by mail their services or anything. And the reason why is this is to prevent scams. So if a lawyer says in a mail that I'm a lawyer, you need to contact me, blah, 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 and just ignore it and throw it out. With the other one, if you get the IRS letters and stuff like that, take it to your nearest sheriff or police department and get these people on the record so that they can stop. The police could do their jobs to investigate. I know they got a lot of work, but we gotta let them do these other scam jobs so we can get these people to stop. Online scams with social media and online banking and shopping, online shopping. These scammers are everywhere online. So this is one of the biggest usage of hackers I've seen, looking to scam you and your identity, because most people use online, right? And for just about everything. Like we're paying online, we're trying to get electronics instead of paper by mail. So they know that whatever usage, whichever one that we use the most, they're going to attack the most. So just about everything. So just be careful with exposing too much information when creating a profile on social media. Don't say so much. Leave as little details, as many details out, I should say, as possible. Like, you want to create a profile, but you don't want to give them indication. Like, don't put your first, middle, and last name. Because on social media, especially Facebook, you need to have a birth date in there. You don't need to put it in there the right date. Come on. You could put the right day, not the right year. You got to mix something up. But you got to put something in there. And even when you put not to show it, or it's only for you, a hacker could get in there and see all of that anyway. But we have to have that in order to maintain a profile. But you don't have to put your first, middle, and last name, your address, where you live. Just try to be very careful how much information you're giving them to put together things to create themselves being you, all right? Because they will leave as many details out as possible, and make sure your account is not duplicated. You can do this by using the search engine in the app, using your own profile name, and always change passwords on all accounts. in social media, because a lot of people are on there, and I know you can't tell people, oh, why are you on social media? You know, it's up to you. It's what you want to do. That's your life, not someone else's. When it comes to banking online, because we're talking about online right now, or payments using the website, always make sure you are on the correct app. They usually have several online options for the same site. So look at the actual link above the app you are looking for. Because it will tell you the exact name of the app you are clicking on. For instance, if you're going for the IRS and the top link says you link here and it says www third party knowyounow.com, that's not the IRS. They're just putting up a bogus, and then you're putting your information in and you're giving it to a bogus company. So when you Google these things, you got to be careful of which click. Make sure it's the original website that you're clicking on, or go directly with the website I just gave you there. And I still double check even when they give you the website directly. You still got to double check it. Make sure that you're looking for the exact name, like I said. As with phones, same thing with phones, do not click any links that you are not familiar with. Always use firewalls and malware, and make sure they are trusted names and trusted sites. That will help you actually a lot more than you think, because some malware nowadays are made by untrusted sites, and they're also trying to get your information. So at this point, you have to be like a detective or a policewoman or a policeman, because you got to get to beat these hackers. They're criminals, and if they took their time instead of doing criminality, they can get a degree and being a CEO and running something for real and making their own money, because this is easy for them. That's why. Legal money, I should say. That's what I meant. And other than that, they're really useless. And we have to make sure that they pay the consequences for it, and make sure they don't get any of our information. Also, with all the hackers probably using AI, to hack into, because I noticed since they created this AI, which been out there but now more prevalent, there's so many breach of contracts out there, breached accounts, I should say. Main health insurance breached accounts, Social Security got breached. I mean, these are very important government information that shouldn't have been leaked out to anyone because of hackers. So I believe it's AI is doing the hacking into accounts. People are using that to do so. So I'm not an attorney, but I suggest that people are making a suggestion. Lock your credit report temporarily and keep it locked until you need to request for credit and for a home or something. But keep them locked, because this way no one can open lines of credit using information they illegally attained or obtained. Go to the three major credit companies, bureaus, Experian, XUFax, and TransUnion. You create an account there, make sure it's their app or website, and you create the account there. You can look up your credit for free, and you can lock, actually. So I've done that. I tell a lot of people to do that, and now I'm sharing that with you. Share that with your friends. Keep your accounts locked now. We're going to take these hackers out, so that they're not getting anything unless they worked for it, like we have to, right? Or what? So once you contact them, be alert on everything, and stay aware of all the things around you that I said when you're using anything in the public. Also, public computers online. Make sure you do not leave information, because people come to the courts, they use our public computers. You can go anywhere, the library or whomever. If you don't have a computer at home, make sure that you come out of the computer and not save any of your information on that computer. And don't leave any information saved there, because it's not your computer. Also, and so be very careful on the public computers, please. Also, if you have VPN or not, look into investing in one, because those are the best things. They help protect and prevent hackers from decoding your passwords and getting any information on you online. So those things, I use Express. It's pretty cool when needed, especially like now while I'm out here taping my show, and I'm using the internet. These people, I don't know you from anywhere, so I have my VPN up so that they're not able to see anything that I have on my computer, and the same goes for you. So don't forget that this is very important and vital, that you pay attention of your surroundings and what it is that you need to do to protect yourself from these perps, culprits, or whatever you want to call them, right? So I'm glad that you shared this time. I got to share this time with you. I'm sorry I wasn't live. Please like, share, and subscribe. This is Legal Matters, and you have just watched me on Legal Matters, right? With Judge Desire for Knowledge. I am journeying this, and I will see you next month on Legal Matters, and next Saturday on Know Your Truth Real Talk. If I did that incorrectly, that's okay. You know what? I'm human. I'm being myself. But Legal Matters has just adjourned with Judge Desire for Knowledge. I am glad to speak with you all about anything that you want. Email me, comment, like, share, and subscribe, as I stated. Also, I'm going to come up with another topic of this, scammers too, obviously, and an update. I wanted to tell you the update on my Nosy Neighbors tape. Go check that out. So the Nosy Neighbor is now going to get sued. Not him, but the town will be getting sued by the owner of the house of the nosy neighbor that went and got a work order, a stop work order on their material, on their building of their properties. The rest is in the tape if you want to see it. I have the update. We'll let you know what happens after that. I know it's going to court as a racial discrimination suit. So, and I'm helping them assist it because I think they deserve it. So I'm thankful that we have people here that listen to my show and that tells me they're glad that they got the help they needed. I'm not an attorney. I am not a judge. I work in the system. I have the knowledge, education, and information to be able to do so. So thank you for watching. I will see you next week. And I hope you all have a great weekend, because I sure am going to start my weekend right now at this beautiful wedding with two people joining together as one. And they're very good friends of mine. I love them. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, my JD4K family. I'll see you next Saturday on Know Your Truth Real Talk. Ciao.